The background of images using Photoshop. So first you're going to open up Photoshop, Adobe Photoshop 2025. I've downloaded and saved a couple of images I'm going to use as examples. The first step, select what you want to keep. I'm going to use the Object Selection tool. It is the fourth tool down in your toolbar, Object Selection tool. And then I'm going to click on what I would like to keep. You can see that a kind of dotted line appears over what I'm going to keep. Then I'm going to go to the Layers panel and I'm going to hit the Layer Mask button. That is going to save my selection as a layer mask. If this looks correct, then I'm going to just save this file as a Photoshop document. I'll go to File, Save As, and make sure this is set to Photoshop. And I will rename it and put it in a folder that I can remember where it's located. If I did not like this selection, I can make edits to it. I would go to the Layers panel. I'd find the layer mask that was created, and I would double click on it. This window that appears allows me to change the layer mask. If there's an area that was not selected, a large area, I could use the quick selection tool and add in that large area that wasn't selected. But if there's a very small area that wasn't selected, say I wanted to get more of this hair, I would go to the next tool down, which is the Refine Edge brush, and trace over the remaining part that was not selected. And then when I've added what I want it to select, I'm going to hit OK. Let's go over that again with a different picture. Again, I'm going to change it to the Object Selection tool. If I don't, I can also try just hitting Select Subject. Sometimes the intelligence, the AI in Photoshop can select it if it's the correct thing when I hit Select Subject. Then I'm going to go to the Layers panel and select Layer Mask. Now this one, it did just as well, but there's an area right here it did not do as well. You can see that there is black area of her fringe that is not selected. So to fix that, I'm going to edit the layer mask. In the Layers panel, I'm going to double click and I'm going to use the Refine Edge brush and trace over that area, and it should select it correctly. If you find that there's many areas that are not done correctly, something else that you can try before using the Refine Edge brush is changing the refine mode. Sometimes color aware works best, sometimes object aware works best, but you have to go back and forward and see which one of these gives you the best settings. Something else that you can also try is changing the view mode. Right now I'm in overlay mode. You can also try onion skin mode. Onion skin mode is a little bit different because you can still see the background in onion skin mode, and you can adjust the transparency so that that background becomes more or less visible. But you can choose all these different modes are really just made so to make it easier to cut away images. You can even change, even in overlay mode, you can sometimes change the color of the background so that it's very easy to see what you're cutting away and what you're keeping. Once it's been cut away correctly, you're going to hit OK. And remember, you always want to save your document as a Photoshop document. Saving as Photoshop document maintains that transparent background. If you were to save a copy as a JPEG, it would remove the transparent background and make everything in the background white, which when you place in InDesign would not be the ideal thing. So remember to choose Photoshop document. It'll have the ending PSD.